All right, so I got a new pickup today. This is pretty crazy looking. Like, look at the top of this box. There is a story, I believe, to this, and the reason why this is the way it is. And it does say on the side, Frank Lloyd Wright Collection. So I wanted to dig deeper with you guys and just learn and explore what the meaning of this pair of sneakers is. Ronnie Fieg has a way of creating really cool things and letting us learn at the same time. So hopefully this is a learning video for you and for me. But at first glance and just strictly with the sneakers, these things are fire. The colorway, the color blocking of these are unbelievably nice. I love the fact that they brought back the 998s. First of all, I've been a fan of the 998s for a while. It's actually one of my first models of New Balance that I purchased a couple years ago, and I like that they are reusing these again. So the colorway is really good. This is kind of the apricot colorway, but the materials are super fire as well. Price point I think was around $210, $220 for these. So it's not a cheap shoe, but it is a nice quality build and something that I look at and appreciate. Now, I look at the inside and it says Frank Lloyd Wright. I'm not a very smart guy. I'm not a book guy. I've never been a scholarly student, let's just say, but I'm interested in finding out more. So hopefully you guys can learn with me as I'm learning this stuff. This is pretty cool. Look at this artwork on here. Two sets of laces right here. On the top of the lid it says, with over 75 years of authentic American craftsmanship, New Balance made in the USA is designed without compromise. This pair represents our unwavering commitment to those who walk their own path. So cool box, cool art there. Interestingly enough, you don't see any Kith branding on the shoe, similar to the 993s, I believe that dropped last time. It was just a Kith exclusive. This is another, I believe, Kith exclusive, but done so with the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation. And you do see an inside liner that has the Frank Lloyd Wright name and some like overviews of a map and whatnot on there. Now first, strictly from the details from Kith's side, it says Ronnie Fieg and Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation for New Balance, made in the USA, 998, Broadacre City, $220. The Ronnie Fieg and Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation for New Balance 998s. This shoe is constructed on a classic mesh upper with suede color block panels, including hues drawn for Wright's futuristic city concept, Broadacre City. Featuring an end cap technology midsole that offers stability and shock reduction, the silhouette is finished with the infamous Broad City sketch on the insole and packaging, and comes with an additional hiking laces. Broad City runs true to size. And I would agree, 9.5 is what I got, 9.5 is what I'm happy with. So it's a Broad City sketch on the inside. Very interesting that they call that out. I gotta look at both of these. And here's a look at the insole. It's kind of cool the way that they added that to the bottom of the shoe. But who is Frank Lloyd Wright? He was born in 1967 in Wisconsin and then died in April of '59 in Phoenix, Arizona. He was an American architect, an interior designer, a writer, and an educator. He was a pioneer of the modernist architect movement, which rejected traditional historical styles in favor of designs that were more functional and incorporated new materials and technologies. Wright was known for his organic architecture approach, which aimed to create buildings that were in harmony with their surroundings, made of natural materials. So it sounds like he was like a very influential interior designer. So this collection is honoring the legacy and the career of the architect Frank Lloyd Wright, inspired by his futuristic city concepts, Broadacre City. So I get that he was an architect, but what is Broadacre City? Let's go ahead and find out. Broadacre City was an urban or suburban development concept purposed by Frank Lloyd Wright. The map that are provided on the box and whatnot is a very detailed 12 by 12 foot scale model representation of the hypothetical 4 square mile community. So it sounds like Broadacre City was supposed to be a living city. Each family that lived in Broadacre City is given 1 acre of land and they could build a house on and grow food, and the city was considered to be almost fully self-sufficient. Sounds like this dude was a very, very imaginative, forward-thinking individual that really had a crazy vision in the early 1900s. Like, pretty crazy concept, honestly. It's weird thinking about that now in 2023. Obviously, having like 1 acre of land would be amazing, and if you could create a self-sustainable 1 acre spot, like, it'd be really fun. In today's standards, it seems like sort of a pretty extremist perspective, but that's not all he was known for. He was known for architecture and buildings and all sorts of other things, it sounds like. So if you guys have anything that you want to add about Frank Lloyd Wright, any fun facts, leave a comment in the comment section for other people to see. Honestly, just type in Frank Lloyd Wright history in Google or in YouTube and just watch a video and learn. That's kind of what I just did, just to get a little bit more of a foundation on why Ronnie Fieg would be creating a colorway of a sneaker for this foundation. He actually ended up rolling out the release at the foundation. I saw a little bit of a preview video online that looked really cool. And next time I'm in Arizona, I'm definitely gonna have to stop by the place. The architecture of the place looked really pretty amazing. And then I could see what they did with this shoe. It was probably a pretty intimidating pack to design. I mean, you're talking about somebody that created some pretty amazing architecture and then like kind of summarizing or giving a nod to his work through a pair of sneakers, or two, since there was 2 that were released. I do feel like they did a good job though, and this is just my honest opinion as somebody that doesn't know all the deep-rooted history of Mr. Wright, but this color blocking is super good from a sneakerhead perspective. These things are super good. I love the overall tones of the upper is very cool. Anyway, transitioning a little bit, I'm actually really happy that they chose the 998s to make this shoe with, and this says Be a Maker on it and New Balance Custom. So you could actually go on New Balance's site back in the day. I can't remember all of the different models, but the 998 was one of them, and I could just design my own colorway of the shoe. I did paint speckle on the midsole, and I did a bunch of different panels of suedes, the suede perforation across the toe box even, and then the 3M materials on here. I chose like all of that stuff from their website to be able to create your own. It was kind of expensive, I think over $200 back then. Maybe it was like $190, I don't remember. But anyway, it was super fun to be able to create, and I really wish New Balance would allow us to do this again, because this was, I don't know, it was just a special time. But I do have that 998 there, and so it's nice that they're bringing back the 998s in a nice form. Great colorway, great presentation. Again, no Kith branding, and no branding for Frank Lloyd Wright on the shoe except for on the insole. But again, colorway is super fire. Resale is not super crazy on these as well. They're sitting really close to retail, if not retail. So if you guys are trying to scoop a pair, I'll link them to like eBay if you are interested. But I think that it's a great looking colorway and a great model, and the idea of them creating something that I don't know anything about, I just really like the color. Now I'm learning about Frank Lloyd Wright. Hopefully you guys are a little bit too. After this video, I'm going to Google more about Frank Lloyd Wright and some of the concepts that he had, because it's one thing to be like, hey, I'm an architect, I designed a building, and the dude's designing concepts for civilizations to like live in. It's crazy. The dude was definitely like a next level individual, and it sounded like he had a lot of really crazy ideas. One of the other things I was hearing is he created like a house on the side of a mountain made out of limestone, which was the limestone that was actually on the mountain. So he sourced the materials on the mountain to make the house that was living on the mountain. I was like, dude, I mean, it's just really smart. Instead of having to ship in stuff all over the place, kind of dealing with the surroundings and creating with your surrounding space instead of, you know, just disrupting everything and bringing other things in. I think that just a little overview of the shoe as well. It looks like you have a little bit of a green grass around the heel collar of the shoe. There's like a napped suede there. You also have a napped suede across the toe of the shoe, kind of like almost a salmon apricot colorway there. That same sort of color is also covered on the eyelets of the shoe, as well as on the medial side of the N on the New Balance logo. The toe box mesh is almost like a sage green color to that, very light green. And then also the side panel underneath the N is in a sort of sageish green as well, a little bit darker tone of green. And then underneath the N is a little bit of a darker green even. So a couple, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers of green sort of integrated in the shoe. Definitely reminds you of trees, bushes, like grass, all of that kind of integrated into the shoe. It's really kind of a beautiful combination of everything. Little suede hits of earth tone on the shoe as well, and then a little bit of pink even on the heel of the shoe also. The midsole is kind of that off-white cream color with a little front section in white, and then green and cream on the bottom of the shoe as well. And then you do have a green liner, and then the extra laces, which is nice, but you also do have the cream flat laces on here as well. If I had to call out my favorite details of the sneaker in general, I like the usage of multiple different colors of greens, but I also like that paired with the multiple different colors of like the orangish sort of yellow shade. I think that really plays nicely together, and it has a very organic feel to the shoe because of all of the natural colors. It just reminds me of springtime, to be honest. It looks really good. Anyways, leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about the 998s that we have right here? And if you guys like the video, then please drop a like, and hopefully we'll see you guys back for some more sneaker videos on the channel.